What is up, everyone? Back at it again with another jungle video. This one's going to be red Kayn. Yes, the red form has got buffed, and also blue kind of got nerfed pretty hard through the itemization changes. But I think red Kayn is actually very strong right now, and the build I'm going to show you is really broken on him. I think it's the best build. Eclipse into Cleaver is the best two items. People talk about Spear Sojourn. It doesn't really stack well on him, so I don't think that's an important item at all. So for red Kayn, you pretty much play the same way early game. You just want to get the red form orbs. They come from melee champions, but you can't just only fight melee champions. You want to mix it up to speed up your orb collection rate. Here, this game's actually really good. There's 3 out of 5 champions are melee. Whichever, if it's ever a majority, that's like a good game for that form, right? There's 3 range champions would be good for blue, 3 melee good for red. So here for clears, you just want to full clear on Kayn. You could go for some cheesy stuff, but I feel like if you're just starting Kayn, you want to kind of, go easy on him. And your Q, it's important to understand there's 2 parts to it. There's like the dash part, which does the same damage as, the spin as well. So you want to generally hit both of those when you're playing the Kayn. So here, you can always use walls to kind of speed up the clearing speed. If you use the wall, it instantly procs both parts of it. And like we talked about, you just want to get the AoE part for this part, and then boom. Think about Kayn, think about clearing on him is you don't have to be perfect. You just have to be aware that these little tricks can speed it up, and you want to save smite for the red because single target amps are the harder ones. So here I do the Q auto and then boom. That's a cool thing you can do when you're practicing to speed up your clear, and it's just very cool. So here we're just going to drag it out, and we're going to start using our E. You can actually make it, I believe, on one side through the wall. Maybe it was the other side, but it can speed it up if you want to master that. You can run it through, and if you kind of angle it well, you could use Q to go over the wall. But personally, I think you just want to save the Q for your clear. I don't think you want to use Q, but you can get over one wall. I believe it's the top side wall. And here I'm honestly just AFK farming. There's not much you really want to do. You always want to pull the camp to the wall where you're going to be using your spin to kind of double proc it. So here I'm on the wall, and then I just get that really fast spin. You don't really need to use your E to heal. It's not really that important in my opinion. You really are healthy. You're going to end up using your E afterwards to just get that area of vision and just get a surprise on the top side. So what I know from this game is Vi started bot side, right? So if I know Vi started bot side, she's going to clear and she's going to be here. She's going to be in the same area I did. So she just hit the plant. So she's over here. That's a fact. And I also don't really want to fight her until I see, a bit more information. Here, she might not have a smite up, so I actually am kind of down. It should push toward me so I can get this. Because she doesn't have smite, I don't have smite. Here, we just want to fight. Stacks are good. Q all in, flash out afterwards. Oh, we don't have the spell. I thought maybe we could kill there. Honestly, just getting a bunch of stacks there. Early fights are huge. We're pretty happy with that. I could have not dashed in. I was a bit ambitious. Sometimes you want to be a little ambitious. But honestly, just getting red form stacks is extremely important for the game. You really want to get your form as soon as possible. And well, the only way to get your form is to fight. And I already full cleared and died. And honestly, that's a win for me. Listen, if you full clear and die, it's a good death. You just have to think about it like this. I literally just got a fast pace. Like, it's not... Early deaths on jungle, like, if you can just full clear and die, it's literally so broken. I don't want you to be running it down, but I just want you to understand the value of that. Here, balling is overextended. We just fought melee champions, so if we fight range champions, we're going to get extra bonuses from the orb. So what we want to do is we want to start with our E, and then just go in at the same time. We should go on Draven. We can. Here, W. Try to secure the kill, because we are the greatest. Smolder got the kill, but it's okay. So that's a trick I'm going to show you. When you fight melees and then you fight range, it actually increases your form gatheration. If you only attack melee, you get less orb from that, or whatever mechanics they have. So your general vibe is always just kind of like bounce between melee range. And that's like your way you're going to generate the most. And here we just did that fast play. And what we're going to do after, okay, we go back to farming. It's a pretty basic full clear play style. I mean, you're not really a strong champion until you get your form. And here void grubs are up, so we do want to contest void grubs. I mean, Kayn is extremely good at void grubs. And what also happens when you do void grubs, a lot of times it turns into a fight, so we do want that. Akali base doesn't have TP, so she should not be here. They saw me bot side, but she didn't start this, so I think we could get it. Here I just want to pull it out and just kind of stack my things up. Here she wards this, so what I'm going to do is just smite and kill one and back up. Oh, she actually got that. But here her spells are down, so we can fight here a bit. Here, we could probably go for a fight here. I'm just going to get our 1. Here, I'm going to E early to speed boost myself. And because we have the Ahri coming, we can actually fight this now. So Ahri just has the charm. We do want to fight. I'm going to wait a bit. I don't want to get Mordekaiser or Akali Ard. Ahri could have Ard in. A little fragile there, but honestly, that's not bad. I'm pretty happy. We ended up getting 1. Dude, I actually can't believe I lost that first one. But when you want to play for Void Webs, it's really just important the first one, because the first one gives you that extra experience and you're trying to get 6, right? So you want to get 6, and you want to get 6 really quickly. So that's a very important thing. So that's what we kind of play for. And here I'm just going to go back to farming. You can kind of see like my cycle really is in a really beautiful position. And look at the Vi farm, right? She really did not path well to what she was trying to accomplish. She wanted to contest Void Grubs. Yet if you look at her pathing, she's super down because her pathing wasn't efficient. Us, we actually have really good pathing. So we're able to sort of fight in those windows and able to take advantage of that. Here I just want to get 6 and maybe all in Akali because her R is down and she ignited. The soul laners are very strong, so you have to watch out. You have to make sure it's very safe. So I think if she goes for a plate, we can fight. If she doesn't, then yeah, we're probably going to have to not do that. I don't think catching the wave is that good because, like I said, death timers are quite short. What I want to do is actually drop my ward. So I want to ward and see if there's a dragon potential. So here I'm going to ward here. Dodge that with my Q. Vi is 5, so in theory, we should be able to win this. So I'm just going to all in. I do see the Ahri coming, but this should give me a really good form timer. And I think that's... I literally... Oh, dude, I actually thought 8-minute form would be nuts. This is like an inting form game, but I actually think it's good to do this. I think it's really good to do this because I really just want my red form, whether I die or not. It's really important for me because your champion, I think you're just really not that strong until you get red form. Especially with the rune setup, you're really just trying to get that form ASAP. And once you kind of like knock that, I think if I attack blue champions now, I 100% get it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just use my smite once, and then I'm gonna play hard for the form. And we see Senna here, so that's very important to know. Here I'm gonna E over to check if anyone's here. So far it seems good. Senna can fight me here, but again, I just want to fight anyone to get my form. I think Senna's over here. Nope. Here's a bit of a trap that we're setting. I think Draven will come so we can fight him. Should be enough for my form now. I'm just E over the wall now. And we could base and do it and get our form, or we could just... So that's a 9-minute form. Honestly, not the fastest, but you... Listen, it's on... I'm going to show you guys. It's important. Like, it's actually just game breaking. This champion doesn't exist. Also, you can always walk to the edge of the platform. The way it works, it's actually just where you can buy your items is where you can transform. It's the same mechanic. And here you get a speed boost, so you want to ride the wave. So you always want to ride the wall when you're doing that first thing. And here we decide on whether we want to do farming or do we want to do a fast fight off this super fast form. I think just check camps and farm first until I decide on what I want to do. Because I have R up, I'm kind of down to do whatever. And we're going to be doing 3 points into Q into W max. I just find this to be the most effective. The Kayn buffs pretty much made him just deal more flat percent damage. Doesn't matter how many points you have in Q. Also, the passive buff before means building HP is good, but you don't want to build HP as your first item. I think Sunder Sky is just really bad item on him. And I think if you want a good item, it's always going to be Eclipse. Here, if I wants to fight, we're down. It's just good to fight. Here, we're going to go on her fast. We're red form, so it's not going to be a close. I'm going to get ready to R here. R fast, dash, auto, Q, second proc, auto. Akali's coming, but I think we're okay for now. Okay, I think I'm going to stay on this side, actually. I need my boy more. Mordekaiser! Mordekaiser! But you gotta come over here, man. Here, I think we can fight. I need more to come here. So here, we stack up the W. Do as damage as much as AoE as we can. Again, we're red form here, so I actually think we can kill. Remember, we have to respect his damage. Here, we can queue up the wall, too. Oh, no! Oh. Mord, you're supposed to ulti the Singe. I was gonna kill Kali. But that's honestly fine. We have a cliff spot, and we're gonna go CDR boots, so we're pretty happy with that. This is a game where you're kind of getting inted by your team, but you just have to play with your mental strong. You have to play strong mental. But really, I mean, you can see the power in my champion. Killing the Kali is going to take a bit more time. Eclipse now, extremely strong. Remember, we always want to ride the side of the wall. Whenever we have our base timer. Boss winning now. We gave Smolder that shutdown. He's doing pretty well. So here, honestly, I probably just go back to farming. That was maybe the timer I could have used. You know, like I could have used my form earlier maybe, but I'm pretty happy with just kind of like getting the kill. I think from here, if I get a really good farm timers, I'm going to be really strong and really happy with the game state. You could play a cleaner game as Kayn early game. Like you could get your form without having to int, but I don't think it's bad to int. I think full clear into dying to get form is really strong. I think getting red form is extremely important. It changes the champion by literally 1,000,000%. I just only think Kayn is champion, especially with your rune setup. I think blue Kayn with no form is a bit easier because lethality items give you kind of that early game spike. But red Kayn, you really need that. You need that form. So here I'm farming, and I'm going to play bot side. So we're going to queue to smooth us up. My goal is to kill Draven here, so I'm just going to match with Ari. So here we're going to go on. Oh shit. We're going to go on center for now. I think I should be able to kill. I'm just going to wait for one more R. W in a line, hit 2 people. Honestly, they're not that strong. I could probably kill him. Dash close, see if he takes that. Very big. I mean, this is the power of the red king. Here, I'm going to just W him. I don't think I'm going to kill him, but I can also just buy time for Pyke to come. So here, I'm baiting it a bit. I want him to kind of go on me. Okay, never mind. Here, I'm going to have to use the wall to kind of get away from buy. But, like, I mean, this is the power of the form itself. Eclipse buy really good. If you play for if you're trying to be a KDA player, it's not the way. You're not. It's not what you want to do. It's not how you want to play this champion. Very good. I think we should stop dragon, so I wanted us to move together. W into Q. Very strong, very easy. Check the dragon. Looks like he's resetting. I'm gonna ward over. Pretty much the game's over at this point. I mean, once you enter your early game, I think Kayn, like we talked about, a big part of his is actually... What are we doing? Okay. Okay, Pyke. I like it. Really... Who cares about dragons? Respectable. Not like we were just on it for free, but... Yeah, so what I do is I go into Cleaver. If I had R up, I would obviously... But it's okay. So we were going to Cleaver. Phage components, honestly not that great on Kayn. It's not bad to buy it. It's like whatever. I just like getting rubies. This is where we start to go into HP, and this is where we sort of take advantage of the buff they did earlier, where your HP percent healing goes up based off your HP. And you're probably like, Inori, why don't I just build HP first? You need Eclipse. Eclipse is like the only good item for Bruiser's first item. That's literally, you have to go Eclipse first, and then Cleaver, and then after that, we're more free about our itemization. But Kayn's kind of weird in the sense that, you know, you only heal through your damage, so you always need to build damage, or else you're not healing. That's like a big thing about this champion. Here, I think we can just go in. I think we just go in. I'm gonna flash his spells if I need to. Right, we're pretty much strong enough where we can just kill anyone, and I don't mind them doing this here. I have W, right? So what we're going to do, aim it, hit it, and then Q. And this guy, if she goes on us too, we kill her as well. And now, I do think it's dragon time. No, one more kill. W ready to hit. W. No flash, okay. Here, we're going to go on her. I'm going to R. Just kind of stay on him. Here, I actually think we can kill. Ah, so close, so close. That interaction is so weird. You know, if you play Kayn, you understand when you get take damage, you fizzle, you fall out of the wall, whichever side you're more towards. So if I'm here, I'm more towards my tower. If you're here, you're towards the enemy tower, right? Like that. So it's just important to remember that. This game might not be an objective playing game. This is like a scrapping game. So it's okay for us to not get objectives on timers. Generally, you would love to be getting objectives in this situation, but your team you can't get objectives. It's okay. Just play your farm. I feel like a bad situation for me would be to just overplay for objectives when I could just be farming. If we're not in these good, like if we aren't getting objectives, that's fine. Just change it up. Go back to farming. Here, I want to check crab timer. I don't really like Herald. I like maybe watching Herald, like warding it right now is good, but I don't really have much interest in doing it itself. Singe is hard to kill. He's actually very strong, so you have to watch out for that. But warding the Herald is important because I want to know information. Like I want to gather that information. Here we're just going to farm and just start doing our next camp. I'm going to pull the Grom. Just pulling the Gromp is good because you can just do that, right? And once you sort of get your W maxed out, once you get the CDR boots, all that kind of ability hits surrounded, it's very broken and it's very strong. It's very weird. I think Singe is roaming mid, right? I don't know why. Here I'm going to just get the wave. Like I said, we're not really caring about, like, we want the fights. Like, we want to fight. We want to fight. And now we fight. So here we should go in. I don't know. The lads are not fighting here. W, knock up the Senna. Just one-shot the Squishy fast. Even though you could say Kayn is a very, Kayn's a very, you know, like he's a bruiser. He's a tank killer, bruiser killer. He kills Squishies. Don't even worry about that. Here I'm going to E. I actually think we can chase her a bit. I'm going to R her right away. So we get vision of her. Wait for Ari to miss all her spells. And then just finish her off there. Your R reveals invisibility targets. Really good into Kha'Zix. Really good into Akali. Early game's really rough. But you can see, I mean, this champion's not going to be a good early game champion. There's just like no... You don't play him for early game. Just really think about how broken you're going to be when you get the form. And you do have to Indepth to get your form. Like, you really need it. Especially red form. Red form is very important. But yeah, like, honestly, I think of like, if for you guys, if you're playing Red Kayn, if you're starting him, literally just full clear in for form, and that's not bad. Like, it's literally not bad. Death timers are so short. It's not really that much of a problem. You're just able to kind of retake all the kills back once you transform, like we saw in this game. My champion, like, my original form was so bad, but like once I got red form, pretty much the game completely changes. And here we're just going to only get stronger and stronger. So third item and fourth items, this is where you're starting to kind of customize it. I think Sterix is never bad. I think you can always go Sterix third and it's really good. Here it might be warded, but it looks like no. That marker shows that it's not. I want to R her and then, yeah, again, R reveals. And we're going to be finishing our Q max second and then we're going to finish off our E last, right? So very standard, very strong. Play for farm. I'm obviously super rich. I could probably base down if I wanted to, but here we're just going to keep farming. Senna was trying to defend bot. I don't think I'm going to make it for Herald. I think I'm just going to kill Senna. Like, just play for kills sometimes. Here, how do we want to start engagement like this? We want to start with Q and auto attack. And try not to miss W, but she was a little happy feet, a little Ghostblade interaction going on there. You always want to smite and Q into them first. You have W if you need to W them. It's like you can W, but sometimes you can get away with not W. I think Spirit Sojourn is a bait item. I don't think it's actually good. I think Sterix will give you much more survivability. I also think Sunder Sky is a bit shitty on him. I don't think... It's just like the missing health scaling. It doesn't amplify your healing, right? Your healing only heals you based off of the physical damage dealt to champions. That's it, right? So the Sunder Sky isn't getting amplified like it does with Briar. DD could be good here, even though it's not HP, like we talked about. It doesn't necessarily have to be HP. Like here going DD isn't necessarily bad. Sterix is going to be another core item, and then we need an MR item, stuff like that. That's where I think Spirit Visage would be a really good MR item. I think if you need a tank item, tank HP item for MR, you always want to go Spirit Visage. You could go into like a more tankier route too with Sterix and Jack Show. But yeah, I'm gonna end up getting Sterix. I just want to survive, right? That's the most important thing. It's about living. Here, I'm gonna Q R Akali to see which direction. R W hit both. Q in. And now we're pretty much God, right? Oh no, you don't do that, okay? Okay, maybe she does do that. I'm God if I have R. If I had R there, I'm a God. But obviously, Tower is literally shooting me in my butt. Okay, maybe that was a bit much. Yeah, Spear, I just don't think Spear is that important. You could build it, but it takes literally a year to stack it. Your Q, 1 stack. Your W is 1 stack. Your R is 1 stack. But at that point, it's literally only 3 stacks. So it honestly doesn't seem valuable. I'd rather just go into Sterix. I'd rather go into, like, you know, Spear Visage. Sundered Sky would be much better than to get, like, I would much rather have Sundered Sky than Spear Sojin, is what I'm saying. Here we do need dragons. We don't want to give them 3rd dragon. In this situation, I'm going towards raptors. I'm not going to use the wall. I'm probably going to use this wall because it's just more efficient for me to do this. And here we're just going to play the rest of the map like this. Obviously, you don't want to R and waste it. R is the most important survivability ability on Red Kayn. It's pretty much your way to bait and get an entire rotation again. A lot of times you see me sitting in them because I'm waiting for my W cooldown to come back up. So if you are someone, you don't have to press it right away. You actually don't want to press it right away unless you're trying to one-shot. Here, I'm just going to Q forward and go Vi. They'll never kill me. I'm going to R here and just finish her off and then Q backwards. Here, this guy could try to fight me, but obviously not going to happen. If I E now, it's pretty much going to tick down as, like, you know, it's going to be wasted, right? Q walls. Remember to always jump over walls if you can. Here, I'm just going to ward over and just finish it off. Our damage is really high. DD is really good for damage and snowballing. And Spear Visage will be our MR item later in the game. I'll probably go Sterix, Spear Visage. There, I Q smite forward and then W. Because once they're slowed, it's easier to generally hit those kind of stuff. Here, I don't know if I want to kill her. I'm getting low, but also what else is happening is I'm getting my R back up. So it's sort of like a lie that I'm really this low. I'm actually very healthy, but also want to do dragon. So we should just do the dragon. I don't want to waste time on objectives. We really don't want to waste so much time all the time. Here they can see us doing it, but it really doesn't matter. I have my R up, so I'm pretty happy to fight. Also, I really want to finish this. So I'm going to finish it, then I'll join the fight. I just want to finish it, then we join the fight. One more Q. I'm going to E forward here. You can always Q, try to speed up and keep your dash going forward. Here, I think I could maybe get on her. If she tries something cheesy, I could Q smite her. I can R here. W. Oh my god, that damage. No! Okay, maybe that was a bit much. Dude, I could have killed her. My R range is not enough, though. Here, Sterix is really good. Tunneler sort of got nerfed, but honestly, pickaxe is really broken as an item. Sometimes I like going pickaxe, sword. In this situation, we probably go pickaxe plus ruby. If I really wanted, I could just go tunneler too. This is also very good since I'm kind of going red Kayn. Honestly, maybe having a bit more HP could be more valuable, so we probably end up itemizing like this. They did end up nerfing a lot of components. This only gives you 20 attack damage. So I kind of value the pickaxe buy a lot early game. And here for us to close out games, obviously just don't do stupid stuff. You really don't have to overplay. With red Kayn in fights, just attack whoever's closest. You're healing based off all the damage I'm dealing, right? Like it's very, very, very straightforward, very easy. You're really good at tanking Baron, but remember, you only heal off champions, right? So it's not like... Yeah, you always have to remember that. Here I want to do the Baron. Your Q doesn't miss max health damage, right? It does a lot of max health damage. Here I want my Smolder to help me. For other boots, you can go Tabbies or Mercrest. I just like CDR boots early game. I think it helps a lot. Here, because they're literally stuck in their base, that's why I think it's a really good Baron timer. Right? Like, if they're stuck inside their home, there isn't much they can do about us doing Baron. Also, a little trick is to go inside the wall and use your W from inside. I'll show you guys. I'll see if I can show you in a fight how useful that can be. This is a really good trick. It pretty much makes your W invisible. They can't see it. So I'll pretty much be in a wall and then I'll cast my W while I'm still in it. So let's say I'm here. There's like a Vi here. I just do my W like that. Here I'm going to finish the red while Pyke is running for his life. You know, he's a sacrifice I'm willing to make. Here the same thing. We W. I'm going to R fast and I heal. Ooh. I think we can win that. Smolder just has a Q. One more Q, Smolder. There it is. There I R'd. Once you get low, you know, you really just have to R, right? Fly Dragon, flap like you've never flapped. I think with the Sterix, I wouldn't get bursted. I think a normal build would probably be Sterix third for me. I was obviously super ahead. I just want to show you a DD. But a more standard build would have been Sterix third for me. Like I said, I think Sunder Sky is better than Spear. I just don't really like Spear that much on him. I don't really like tank items because you're healing more off of your damage than you are healing off of your HP. Your HP increases how much healing you get off your damage, right? So you could be some tank items could be okay. I think Spear Visage is obviously the best MR item. Though they did change the components around, but I still think it's the best MR item. And for armor, I mean armor tank items, I don't know. Randuin's could be good, but you could go for like a more tanky build if you like Randuin's with Spear Visage as MR. But I do think you really want damage. So Sterix is like my go-to. I think it's literally impossible to sort of live in fights without Sterix. As you can see, it's quite hard. Even though I'm super ahead, even I'm having high difficulties living with how much damage there is in the game. Also, I don't have my MR atomization led. So we just have to get to that. We have to get to our MR resist. Here's 16 RT. All R is like literally godlike. This guy, I actually think I can kill him if I can sort of get him. So here's like the E into the wall. W. Try not to miss. I could run him down a bit. I think it's not bad. I'm gonna smite him. Makes it easier to hit your W if you smite. And now here we hit it. I'm gonna R to keep the chase. Here we wait inside of him, right? Because my cooldowns are coming back up. There's like no need for me to sort of throw my spells out. Senna's actually hurting. What the hell, guys? The Senna just rapid fired me down. Alright, this is getting sloppy. I should have just killed him. That was my bad. I should have just killed him. It'd be like that sometimes. But yeah, we need MR. We do need MR. I really hate this component, but it's probably the best item slot we can get if we want MR right now. Smolder seems okay. He is very, very dead. He's actually dead. He died right there. Senna, how many stacks does Senna have? She's 114. She's not crazy strong. The Edge Knight makes it a problem. So ways to deal with champs that build Edge Knight. It's actually just to smite them in your dash. Like you just dash smite them. Your smite takes Edge Knight shield off. It's very broken. It's a very broken mechanic that you can do. I'm gonna kill her next time because she's triggering me. Obviously, she's very strong. Support Senna, guys. Very, very broken champion. Here, Mordekaiser's a little 1v9. Little 1v9 action. I'll probably do Dragon in the meantime. And we'll see if he can actually end. I don't think he can end, so we're just going to play the Dragon. And there really isn't much about the champion. Just really hit the W. W is really important. Be more patient with it. Smiting them slows them down, right? So if I smite them, they're going to be slower. It's easier to hit sort of that kind of stuff. Here I'm going to smite and Q. If you're doing it, like, if you're trying to smite fight people, try to use your Q with your smite. It does like around 500, right? So it's a very, you know, it just helps. It'll make it easier for you. So something you can improve on. Here, I kind of want their blue. I'm honestly down to fight. I think Senna, I mean, she might have flash, but I can always one-shot. If I want to go really offensive in a fight, for example, if I want to just dash in an R, right? I think we can just one-shot anyone. So here I just want to go in. I'm going to go here. I should be able to one-shot her. Here we can wait out the Zarya. It's a really cool interaction. And then W here. Use the wall for the double dash like we talked about. We can always use that mechanic. Even later in the game where we instantly do the double dash. That's really cool. It's only, you get the damage if they're right next to you. But yeah, that's Red King, guys. I mean, this game is GG. Remember, you guys, it's never bad to die if you full clear and die. I live by that. It's never bad to die. Here, I kind of overheal them at this point. I have my aura coming back up. You're going to have to defend your Nexus, my man, Singe. If you guys liked the video, be sure to like, subscribe if you haven't already. I'm back to making daily videos. Took a couple day break, but yeah, a little sloppy. I'll make a better one in the future, but hope you guys liked the video. Good luck in your games.